Alright, so I'm back. We're up to round 3. And after looking over the previous video and thinking over it a bit, I think what I'm gonna do in the future is try to do it in rounds. Given that the last video is basically 2 hours long, that way it should just be a bit more digestible. Hopefully it doesn't go overly long. So yeah. With that said, we're going to start round 3 with Edo versus Blair. So this is going to be Aster's Dragoon DN deck versus Blair Flanagan's Token deck. And then starting with the quarterfinals, we can start doing best 2 out of 3. Better. There he is. And then on the other end, we're going to have Blair. The other plus side of splitting up more means that I'll be able to go and get myself a drink between. As well as give my rabbit a quick bit of attention. Because this little menace has been waiting at the door to get in. Haven't you, little man? Good boy. And go. Alright, so honestly that dandelion's a strong open for her. This is going to be a weird duel. Like, objectively, this is going to be a weird one. Oh, so reinforcement of the army early on is just fantastic for Aster. Okay. Like a lot of revival wasted early. You don't have the tribute to them with Rabbit Dragon. Oh no, they do! There you go, Rabbit Dragon! Hey, Rabbit. Yeah, since Mystic Dragon wasn't in here, Mystic Dragon, I think, has 3000 attack, level 8, light monster. Obviously, the closest thing we have to that is Blue Eyes, but I didn't want to give Blue Eyes to anyone who's not Kaiba. Next best thing, Rabbit Dragon. Alright, so summon out your Stratos, add the Dogma to hand, and probably go for the Tribute 3. Yep. And that's why he has Scapegoat, ladies and gentlemen. Just unfortunate it doesn't work for Light Ruler, Dark Ruler. Quick couple of Destiny draws. Do you guys remember back when Destiny Draws was limited to 1? Sorry, Destiny Draw was limited to 1. Wild time that was. Yu-Gi-Oh! Has massively changed over the years, eh? Okay. Auto Greed? No. That's probably just a break. Yeah, I was right. So she loses this turn. Okay, I guess never mind me. What do I know? I shouldn't have spoiled that for myself. Alright. No. she hangs in. He doesn't have a monster to push with. Okay. Pot of Greed. Okay, so she held on for a turn. Alright, what was that last face down? Token Stampede. Little bit too little too late. So I think the main weakness of this Blair's deck is that it needs a lot of setup. If she can get the setup going, it's really frustrating to push through. And I do want to clarify, like, yeah, it's fixable. I don't really want to fix it. I like each deck having a kind of weakness to it. And I just think it makes it more interesting. Like, Sartorius' deck has the obvious issue of, like, it's entirely luck-based. Even with second coin toss, it's luck-based. So there we go, Sartorius, and I think it's against Jasmine? Jasmine! Be kind of funny if Jasmine also takes out Sartorius, and thereby it just decimates two of, like, the strongest duelists from Season 2. There's Jasmine. Jasmine. So, there we go. We've got Mermaids versus Arcana Force. And shockingly, I'm kind of on Mermaid's side. I just think they've got the slightly more consistent build. Well, in this particular case, yeah. I mean, actually, to be fair, in general, Arcana Force is not exactly exceptional for, like, consistency. And we're back to Smooth Chazz. Okay. Lucky on the second coin toss. I think the other issue that a lot of the Arcana Force cards have, even by like GX's era, being honest with you, is that like their heads effects just aren't that good in the first place. Excluding Dark Ruler, Light Ruler, those are just excellent cards. And obviously there are exceptions like the Strength, who just steals a monster. But like Chariot and is it Emperor? Emperor and all that don't really do a whole lot. But to be fair, in this equation, they don't really need to. To be fair, I think Tribe Infecting Virus is actually one of the cards that she canonically has, but I could be wrong. Oof. Oof, that one of Marshmallow. Okay. Free Pot of Greed there. Good Light Barrier. But now Tribe Infecting... Oh, never mind. She didn't go for it with Tribe Infecting Virus. Which, honestly, like, that reset just now doesn't actually do a lot to help. You basically just reset Light Barrier, so he gets the guaranteed control. No, okay. He doesn't have another Strength in hand or way to bring it back in grave then. And he misses it for once. And then he gets on the second toss. Okay. Solidarity drops. So now all of his fairies actually kind of start to get genuinely strong. Gets Light Barrier again. God, I kind of want to make this dude first Joey, just to see who has more luck on their side. then but you gave away Marshmallow. I don't agree with that, because now you can't pierce through. Not until you get, like, the strength again. Okay, so there goes Mammy Archer. Cool that you've got 3 out, so you could go for, yeah, there he is. The big Dark Ruler. I gotta say, we were kind of lucky that, GX... Oh, hey, he actually missed Light Barrier. We're kind of, like, lucky that Solidarity didn't come out until, I think, 5Ds? Because this card would have decimated the entirety of GX era. Like, if there's one card you can take back to this era and, like, have just run rampant, it would probably be Solidarity. Because you've got 3 out again, but yeah. For that record, I'm pretty sure he's only got 1 copy of both the Light Ruler and the Dark Ruler in his deck. I think last time he also summoned the Dark Ruler, so that's twice he's got the Dark Ruler. But I'll also admit that it has been a minute since I made his deck, so... Oh, she should not be summoning things from attack position. Mind, I guess that she can then, No, she just shouldn't be summoning them in attack position. That was a bad move. That's game. Dark Ruler just swings over, Mother Grizzly. Mind you... I know, it's a hard one. She was kind of in a position where she just needed to, play defensive and hope that Sartorius never gets a hold of the strength again. Hey! And the Light Ruler. Okay, that is actually really fun, getting to see both of them side by side. Okay, I see what she was going for now with the Dimensional Prison to get rid... Okay. It was an attempt to bait, and it probably would have worked out had Sartorius not summoned the other ruler. Ugh, that's unfortunate. But then we get to do a, sort of a rematch from the earlier seasons of GX. Because thinking about it, these two never really dueled again after a while. I mean, I guess that's true for everyone, but yeah, like, Bastion in Season 1 was set up as one of Jaden. To be honest, Jaden just had a lot of rivals. Literally everyone was his rival. Except for, like, Cyrus and Chumley. Everyone else was his rival at one point. He gets a new main rival every season as well, which is hysterical to me, because it's Kaiser in the first one. Okay, so arguably it's Chazz in early Season 1, then it's Kaiser late Season 1. Then it becomes Aster / Edo in Season 2. Then it's Johan in Season 3. I don't know, he's worse than Goku. Alright, so Rainbow Neos versus Litmus. I saw the Rainbow Dragon and got hopeful for like half a second. This is the issue with giving him any of the attribute heroes, is that like you get excited and then you just see an attribute hero and you're like, alright, then I guess. At least for me, like I'm never, to be honest, I'm never all that excited to see the attribute heroes or the nature heroes. I find them kind of boring. But that right there is the reason why he's got them, is so he can super poly. surprised he's never adding Neos to his hand. Normally the AI just grabs whatever's got the highest attack points, but I guess it's prioritizing summonable here. Then Bash is left with 200. So Destiny draw probably Pot of Greed. Yes, I was right. Aha! I called it. And Swordsman of Litmus. And then an incredibly dumb move that slows him down for a turn and leaves him vulnerable. Okay. Who am I to judge, right? And then we've got Elemental Hero Core. Ah, that's fully Bastion's fault there. There was actually a shockingly large amount he could have done to stop, like, Jaden from being able to do anything. Rainbow Neos! Again, not summoning the Neos. Ah, Bastion does not survive to see the Rainbow Neos. If at any point you're sat there thinking that I maybe overstacked that Jaden deck, by the way, just remember that it used to have Honest in it, and I took it away to nerf him. Because it was originally an Honest Heroes deck, since, you know, he ran around with the Honest in his deck for most of Season 3. Anyway, on to the next. That is Fonda versus Serena. So we've got Dark Cure, or Anti-Burn, or Anti-Heal, or... I can't remember what the deck's name is called. I'm so tired. Ugh. Busy week. Versus... Hey, Serena's already here. Alright, so if I'm being honest, I think Fonda's got the win here. She's playing basically a roundabout stall burn deck versus what is a dedicated beatdown deck. I will say the Monarchs give Serena a chance, but if you were betting on this, I would not recommend it. Okay, suppose she didn't go for Armageddon Knight. Okay, so no attacks this turn. Spirit Reaper. Spirit Reaper. Cool. Sorry if I'm spoiling things for you guys, by the way. You know, if you're not enjoying my commentary, genuinely, feel free to mute me and put your own music on in the background and just enjoy the jewels. My rabbit just flopped on me. That was very cute. 3,000 burn! That's rough, mate. Carniforce O, the Fool. I will say Fonda's deck was actually really difficult to make. I said it back in my very first video, but one of the things I was trying to get done when I was making this entire thing and getting it all set up was trying to make sure that everyone's decks were relatively equal to each other, just so that the tournaments would actually be interesting and, you know, we'd get different winners each time. Because of the nature of stall burn, it's honestly really hard to balance. You can't give it too few stall cards, but you also can't give it too many. So, like, I couldn't give her 3 copies of Overwhelming Area B, 3 copies of Gravity Bind, 3 copies of Messenger of Peace. I think she's got 1 of each. And then I think she's got 1 Marshmallow and 1 The Fool. And maybe 1 Spirit Reaper, but I can't remember. Okay. Put your own swords. I would honestly at this point just use Advanced Draw. Yep. You didn't see your oh god, what's the monarch called? It's the water one. It starts with an M. But no, that's Serena out. That's Fonda's win. Yeah, good game. But yeah, Fonda proves to still be a bit too strong. I might cut away a few of the can't be destroyed by battle monsters. But I'm holding off on that until I've seen that it's a problem. Alright, next one up is Ojamas Jomi versus Amon Exodia, which is kind of fun. If you watched season 3, Amon and Chazz actually do duel, but it is VWXYZ versus Cloudians. So yeah, instead we've got Ojamas versus Exodia. Which is, yeah, kind of just cool. Oh, so if anyone's wondering why Chazz doesn't have his VWXYZ deck in here, there are already 3 versions of Chazz. To be honest with you, like that's it. It's the GX lineup was so inflated, especially compared to the other series, because the other series just didn't go half as crazy in terms of characters constantly changing decks, and yeah, it was. So I kind of figured some sacrifices for it. Chazz lost VWXYZ in favor of Light and Darkness Dragon because I figured that was probably the card people would be more excited to see. So yeah, here we go. Ooh, okay, Jama King. Not necessarily the most helpful in this particular matchup, but doesn't hurt to have. Especially since you'll lock off the opponent's spell and trap card zone. Well, sorry, monster zones. Okay, there we go. Speaking of Ojama King, the king has arrived. I think one of the other cards I debated for this deck was Instant Fusion, since Ojama Knight is level 5. But I don't actually know why I decided against it, to be honest with you. I know I did. Does he still have yellow, black, and green in his main deck? I mean, no matter what, he'll have the materials for Ojama Knight in his main deck. Yeah. So I'm gonna guess that means that he doesn't actually have another copy of green. So I think he's only got 2 of each of them, with the deck I've given him, and the battle phase ends. So if he's got 1 in his hand there, Future Fusions, yeah. Okay, Dark Eruption, which is normally meant to just get the head of Exodia back, but So, is this a battle fate? Yep, that's a battle fader. Amon is another one that was really hard to balance because I need to find a way where it's where he's able to be beaten, but also where he's able to potentially win. And my god, that was a hard. He was probably actually the hardest one to balance because of how strong Exodia can be. So, to be honest, his deck's a little bit reliant on the AI just being dumb. And to be fair, he's never actually won a tournament yet. Chazz could have done so much just there. Oh well. That was dumb. That was so dumb. For the record, he could have swung with Ojamas Knight, hit the Unhappy Maiden, and then dealt like some 3,000 odd points of damage to the opponent. Or if he really wanted to, he could have hit Battle Fader and then hit Maiden. But regardless, I'm pretty sure that is game. So, there we go. Amon Exodia is out. Sorry for all the Exodia fans. But that brings us... Oh! This is another duel that should have happened, and I'm actually kind of sad it never did. We have got Night Shroud, so Atticus. Versus Alexis, which will be the Cyber Angels. Yep. Hope everyone's having a good, well, I mean, it's a Friday for me, but, you know, whatever day you're watching this on, hope you guys are having a good one. Tell your mate you love them. Hey, Rabbit. You know what? I need to sort out a profile picture. I might just make you my profile picture. How about that, buddy? Yeah? Yeah, I'm going to use my rabbit as a profile picture. Oh, I looked away. I fully missed what happened. Alexis has a level 2 with 700 attack and 800. That is probably Troop Dragon. So I'm guessing Creature swapped Senju with Troop Dragon, Suicided Nova, got out of Nova. Then he's... Okay. Okay. From this early point of view, I kind of think Alexis has a massive edge. Especially since I'm pretty sure that face down is his third Troop Dragon. That was right. Cool. That said, do not count Night Shroud out yet. He's still got... Well, Red Eye's Darkness Metal Dragon, apparently, but that was not what I was thinking of. Oh, that's funny. I was genuinely thinking he's got the 2000 defense Golem Dragon. He's probably got one of those ready. No, he had the one of Red Eye's Darkness Metal Dragon ready to go. Oh, oops. Sorry, I'm trying to clean my rabbit's fuzz off the desk at the same time. Apparently I hit the keyboard there. Out comes Manju for an easy 400 damage. That said, just as I said not to count Atticus out yet, don't count Alexis out either. We've still yet to see any of her ritual monsters or her solidarity. And she can get some big attack points fast from those. That's another Nova Summoner. I think. It might be a Senju. Hold on. No, Senju has 1000 defense, so... And she's not using the bird. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I was right, it is an Nova Summoner. Okay. Creature swap? Why? Why Marshmallow in an attack position? You don't have Honest. Why? But why, though? I mean, Red Eyes moves on, so Red Eyes fans out there rejoice. Okay, okay. I'm personally really happy to see the next two matches. So this is going to be the second to last match of this video. This is really fun. We've got GX Era Pegasus versus Jubel. Wait, Pegasus. Hold on 2 seconds. Alright, you comfy now, baby? Yeah? Alright. Go to sleep, okay? I'm sorry, am I being too loud? You know, you don't have to sleep in here. It's unprofessional, but also I don't care. Alright. Pegasus versus Jubel. If I'm honest, I kind of favor Jubel. On a personal basis. But obviously tunes are tunes. I think Toon Rollback is in this game, so he could easily hit her for just 4,000 damage straight up with just Toon Dark Magician Girl. And he didn't even have to use Toon Table of Contents this time, he just immediately hit Toon Kingdom and double Toon Mermaid. Okay. And then Blue Eyes Toon Dragon. So we're actually getting to see the big monster this time for once. But I think one of the biggest issues Jubel's going to have is actually getting herself to the graveyard. But luckily Dark Grepher is huge there. Unfortunately sent the 2 evolved forms first, but it's still possible. Oh, my rabbit took me up. He actually just left the room. Being too loud for him. Alright. Please send the base version of Jubel to the graveyard. I think if Jubel can get to level 2, or even to level 3, that she starts taking this duel. And the Dark Grapher means that she'll actually get to summon Jubel with Mystic Tomato. Oh, so yes, this is another example of the AI just being kind of dumb. Because honestly, in real life, you wouldn't just, do that. You also want to do just that, where the opponent gets a chance to decide if they want to attack or not. Honestly, from like an optimum plays perspective, this duel is horrific. But on the other hand, I think that Pegasus has officially lost here. He's got plenty of ways to get out his blue eyes and all that, and yes, he can attack directly, so he doesn't have to deal with Ubel. But Ubel Terror Incarnate destroying the field every end phase is... The Toons have no immunity to that. And eventually she will draw her one of the calculator. Okay, 2000 attack, direct attack. But no Toon rollback, so... I mean, I guess, why not? Make him banish the top 5 cards of his deck again. Honestly, she's kind of got him in like 3 different ways here. Because she could eventually just beat him down. At the same time, she can make him deck out. At the same time, she can burn damage him. Like, he's not got a lot of ways to pull this out. Ooh. Raphael. I don't agree with the play, but I have to admit that the aura is incredible. Okay, Dark Memphis just to pop out next turn, and yeah. In case he can pull anything. I think that's Saboteur. Sorry, not Saboteur, Morphine Jar. I mean, could also be Saboteur, he is both. That, I will say, I gave him both purely because it's Pegasus, he's the guy who made the game. And I think both cards are insanely OP, so... I think I also debated giving him Fiber Jar, but I thought that was one too many. But he went... Oh, win by deck out! Win by deck out! Oh god. Yeah, Ubel had him completely cornered for that duel. That was fun. And that brings us to Neo's Heroes, Yuki Judai against Cyrus or Sho. Yuki, that'll be up and be wise. You know, I kind of miss playing Tag Force 3 as just a random tangent. Because one of my favorite things to do with that era of games was just to work out weird combos that you could pull off with the Neospatians. Like, by using Convert Contact with Glowmos and Dark Panther, you could easily set up a Chaos Engine. But you could also do the same with, like, Water and Wind for that one, like, yeah. You could do so many fun little gimmicks with the Neospatians thanks to Convert Contact and the fact that they're an all attributes. And I think I did a similar thing in Tag Force 6, but it was with rank 3s. Because Xyz monsters had just been introduced, so I played a Neospatian Xyz deck in that era. Which was just silly, gimmicky fun. Alright, back to Duel. Considering that Cyrus was the one who eliminated the Supreme King in literally the previous round, I am going to be... never mind. Never mind. He lost. Exactly 0 as well. Well, okay, that's the end of this video. That is actually hysterical. Wow. But yeah, go check out the actual previous part if you haven't already. Specifically, just look at that last duel because it's actually a pretty good duel between the Supreme King and Cyrus. Throwing out there, we've got some really fun matchups in the quarterfinals coming up here. That's going to be the next part, but we've got Edo or Aster versus Sartorius, so it's literally the prodigal son returns. Judai versus Fonda Fontaine. That one's not too much fun, but hey, Rainbow Neos versus Anti-Burn or Anti-Cure. Ojama and Jomi versus Night Shroud. So Ojama Chazz versus Red Eyes. And then Yuki Judai, Neo's Heroes versus Ubel. So yeah, if you've ever not seen the end of season 3, I guess we're gonna try and recreate it. But yeah, I'll see you for the next part. Bye guys.